Okay, so today I'm going to be doing some beauty FAQs, so just things people have asked me over the years and just some bits and pieces that I would just like to answer on camera. And these are just not questions from my blog or from Instagram or anything, these are just sort of general questions that like friends or family or like random strangers have like just come up to me and asked me. And I thought it would be interesting to do like a beauty FAQ. So this isn't a Q&A, this is just, you know, things that I'm frequently asked, and I will do a Q&A in the future. Okay, so first question, these are just ones that I've kind of pulled from my memory, you know. So how did I start makeup? I started makeup when I was like 13 and I started just wearing mascara, usually. It would just be something from Maybelline or something from Rimmel. Maybe like a little bit of concealer if I had it. And then I started wearing foundation when I borrowed my mum's, which was like way too dark for me because like most cheaper or like most foundations from like Boots or anything like that are way too dark for me. And then I started wearing like an eyeliner, not as big as it is now. But my school was pretty good about makeup. I never really got told off for the amount that I wore at school. It wasn't really too much. Like I'd wear like a little bit of like brown eyeshadow sometimes maybe. And a lot of people wore like blue in the lower waterline. That was just the thing that everybody did. But yeah, so that's basically how I got into it in the first place. Okay, this is one that I get a lot. And this is something that people like just ask me because they see things on my Instagram and they see like, you know, photos of like lots of things that I have just because, you know, I'll be doing a review or something. People ask me, how do you have enough money to buy so much makeup? And the question is, I don't buy everything full price. A lot of things that I buy, I get on sale. Like usually, like loads of the things that I've bought, I've gotten off of websites when they've had like an outlet or a clearance section, or it's just been a bad price. I try and make sure I order when there's free delivery and things like that. And then also another great place is TK Maxx. They do have so much there that's always on sale, and I always find really good stuff there. I don't often buy something big like an eyeshadow palette. I wouldn't often buy full price unless I really wanted it, like the Modern Renaissance or the Jeffree Star. I got those full price, but I got the Modern Renaissance on Cult Beauty, and then I got 15% off when you sign up, if you sign up again, and then they had free delivery on Anastasia Beverly Hills at the time. So you just got to find ways of, you know, working it out, because I don't have loads of money. I don't have, you know, loads and loads to just spend on makeup. I buy, like, you know, I wear clothes, I have to travel to university, I've got like a lot, you know, and I pay for driving lessons as well. I've got a lot of other things. I can't just spend loads and loads on makeup all the time. But yeah, it's really important to shop around and find good places to get certain things. Sorry. Okay, best places to shop at online, right, for makeup. Okay, so the best one, which is one of the best that I've already mentioned, is Cult Beauty, and they have a lot of things that's kind of in Space NK, which is also a good place if you want to go in store. But Cult Beauty has quite a lot of good offers on. It is higher priced makeup. Most of the cheaper brand they were selling there would be Morphe, but most of their makeup is on the higher end, so that's best for higher end makeup, I would say. Then for kind of like more middle ground, I would say Beauty Bay, but they do some quite cheaper brands in there, like LA Splash. They've got some amazing products, but they're really reasonable, and they've got a really great range on Beauty Bay, but they don't have the more expensive brands that they do have on Cult Beauty. And then also Space NK in store is really good. They have one that's opened in Winchester recently, so that's why I've been going in there, and I've been like, yeah. So some other good places to shop are things like Depop. They've got there's loads on there. There's loads of stuff on there, and it doesn't even have to be something that's really second hand. It can just be things that are reduced in price if you don't want to buy something that someone else has used. And even at like car boot sales and things like that, people like buy something and then they just keep it around for years, don't use it, and they'll just sell it. Like I got teal pigment from MAC for 50p, and it still had the like sifter like on it, like the seal on it, and it didn't even look like it had been touched. It was like still like level at the top, so I mean that was pretty good buy. Okay, so another question that I get asked a lot is, how do you do your winged eyeliner? And I will tell you that in a lot of the photos I can make it look good. If I've messed it up, I will just find like a good camera angle to make it look right, because I'm not good at eyeliner. Like I will have to try very hard with it. And I used to use gel eyeliner, which is one from Topshop. It wasn't particularly expensive, and I liked that because I liked how it lasted quite a long time. But the brush that I used was one from Beauty UK that I also got in a gel, but it's very hard to get a very precise edge the best type I would say is a pen, and I've started using the Kat Von D tattoo liner recently, and that has made it 10 times easier. I feel like nowadays it looks better most of the time rather than looking kind of bad. Yeah, so I'd recommend get yourself a really good pen or felt tip style liner depending on the style you like. You know, gel, I think gel is really good. I would, you know, if I was wanting to spend more time on makeup, I would use gel, but I would say pens are probably easier to use. What is your all-time favourite eyeshadow palette? So I would have to say that my all-time favourite eyeshadow palette is the Modern Renaissance palette, which is, you know, pretty new as of this year from Anastasia, and just like, this is so dirty, oh my god. Right, so this has only come out last year, and I got it in like before August, so I've had it for a while. But just look how much I've used already. Like, it's a mess, I know, I'm sorry. But like, look, it's... I do say that these pans are not very deep at all. Like, you can tell with this one, if you look to the side. They're not that deep, but the colour is amazing. Like, I know finger swatches aren't like the best representation, but if we just go into one there, you know, like that's raw sienna, and it's not just about like, oh, how pigmented it is. It's a very smooth colour. There is nothing, you know, these mattes are amazing. And also this is Vermeer, I believe, and like that colour all over the lid with this on the crease, and you're done. Just a great look. Amazing palette, definitely recommend it, it's so worth the money. Now the palette that I've probably used most over the years, if you were to like everything up, would be this Vice 2 from Urban Decay. And as you can see, I've hit pan. That one, I used to use that for my eyebrows all the time. That's called Rewind. And then Betrayal and Voodoo, these two here. So whenever I used to wear purple eyeshadow all the time because I thought it made my eyes look really nice, and it would use these two colours right here. And then like this purple is amazing. It's like got that sort of duochrome finish to it. It's kind of like a reddish sort of purple. And then this darker one here, you can use it if you... Some people don't like using shimmery colours in the crease, but I don't mind it sometimes. You can use that in the crease, and if you buff it out, then it can look really nice. But those are my probably all-time favourite eyeshadow palettes, would be those two. Modern Renaissance is the more recent one, but that Vice 2 is really... Did I say Modern Renaissance 2? If I did, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, so when I used to wear purple eyeshadow a lot, people would ask me, how do you do your purple eyeshadow and make it not look like a black eye? And I would say use something that's like a light shimmery colour with something like a duochrome finish on the lid. Don't bring up too high, and use a deeper matte colour in the crease, and don't bring the colours up too high. Like this eyeshadow I've brought fairly up a little bit more today. But I would recommend that the best thing you do is not to bring it up too high, because, or too far into the inner corner, because that's when it can start to look a bit muddier maybe. Okay, so how do I get my eyeshadow so pigmented? Use a good primer. There's no better investment. You can spend hundreds on an eyeshadow palette, get a good primer, because well, you can get one that will last you forever. It will just improve the quality of your eyeshadows, and it will just be worth so much to you. My favourite is MAC Soft Ochre. I use that almost every day. It's just a beautiful, it just makes your eyeshadows look beautiful. It's great. What is that warm shade in the crease? And usually people ask me this when I'm wearing certain, like a warm shade kind of, yeah, through my crease, and it's usually Railgar from the Modern Renaissance, or it is Morphe's orange that comes in the 35O. It's the, you know, the matte orange shade, and I usually use that, and I use a shimmery colour on my eyelid, which is kind of like my go-to sort of thing I do the most. Yeah, and the other question is, what is the shimmery colour on here? And recently it's been the 35O, because I only just recently got that. Before that it was Stilla's Kitten that I used to use a lot. I love that eyeshadow. That is an amazing eyeshadow. Beautiful, definitely recommend it. And then, which lipsticks do you like the best? MAC, Jeffree Star, Kat Von D, and I had it written down, LA Splash. LA Splash for the colour, they can be a tiny bit drying, but you just have to use less, that I found, and it's the same with most liquid lipsticks, less is more. And then just MAC lipsticks are just classic, you know, beautiful, stay on a long time, the colour range is gorgeous. So yeah. Okay, why aren't you a makeup artist? And this is a question that I get quite a bit. You might be looking at me thinking like, I can see why, but like, yeah, people that I know do ask me, why aren't you a makeup artist? And I've never studied makeup professionally. I've never been taught how to do makeup in a school. I'm basically self-taught from watching YouTube, looking at Instagram, just like playing around. And I wouldn't mind having a job in makeup, but I think that I still have a lot left to learn. And I think it's a lot harder to be freelance than it is to do a makeup. Yeah, it's harder to be freelance than it is if you do a makeup course. And that's not the course that I've chosen to do. It's not one that's particularly available in my area, and I've got some other interests. So I'm doing English and drama at university. I still love makeup. It's a great passion of mine. I would have a job in it if I could, but I think I've got a lot left to learn. Like, there's people on Instagram that I see with these amazing looks, and I'm just like, like, I can't, you know, and people ask me like, oh, you're really good, and I'm like, have you been on Instagram? Because I'm not that good. Like, some people on there just create some amazing things. So that's the main reason why. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any more questions, I'm going to start a Q&A on my blog soon, and probably like just see what other questions people might have for me. If you're someone that I know and you've watched this and you enjoy it, like, let me know, give me a like, or just, you know, it means so much if you subscribe to me, just like the video. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye!